How are you today? Today's review, and I say it's today because my last review is rather dark. Quite dark because I did it in the evening. So today I'm doing it in the afternoon, sun's pouring in, kids are at day camp, wife's out by the pool. I got a few minutes and I thought I should do a review of something that I've been drinking for quite a while now, and it is Laphroaig's PX Cask. PX stands for Pedro Ximenez Sherry Casks. Only available at duty free. This bottle came from Hong Kong. Duty free there, that is. And cost about $110. US. Okay. I'll put the bottle here. We'll feature it. Okay. So, first thing I'll tell you about it is the alcohol by volume is quite high on this whiskey. It is 48%. We're going to taste it neat first, and then we'll try it with a little bit of water. So neat, the nose is quite strong, quite pungent. It's a full, rich peat, a bit astringent, hospital bandages, which is very typical of the style of Laphroaig. A bit of tar, black leather. It's nice. Okay. On the palate, this whiskey is powerful, but although I'm drinking it neat at 48% alcohol by volume, it is quite drinkable. I wouldn't say drinkable. I mean, you can enjoy it neat. We will try it with water, but what's astounding about this whiskey is it's well crafted in the sense that you don't necessarily have to add water to it. It is has a lot of viscosity, big body. In an interesting melding of peat, Islay, flavor notes, smoke, tar, asphalt, with red fruit. The red fruit contributed by the Pedro Ximenez sherry casks that come from Spain. And Laphroaig take a risk when they produce a whiskey that is not purely the traditional Islay. When they age their whiskey in Spanish sherry butts or sherry casks, I think American oak was used with this. It's risky. You have sherry notes and Islay peat and smoke, and you mix the two together. Could work, might not work. Kind of like a Vintner working with Pinot Noir grape in France. A very fickle grape. Let's talk about the finish. The finish is very long. You're really tasting a good, balanced melding of the sherry notes I talked about before with the tar, the peat, the smoke, the asphalt, the antiseptic, bandage-like quality of Laphroaig. And it works very well. Okay, now we're going to try it with a bit of water. Don't need a lot of water. Oh! Maybe I put a little more. That's like a full teaspoon. I might just top that up with a bit of whiskey here. You know, water's tricky. You don't want to put too much in. So the water added to this whiskey produces more minty notes. Becomes much more floral. There's peat coming out, and the smoke is fragrant. I actually like the nose with a bit of water. But what's most important is the palate and the finish. immensely more approachable with a bit of water. The peat comes to the forefront, the mint comes forward, and what recedes into the background is the sherry of the Ximenez, or the Pedro Ximenez casks. The whiskey takes on almost a wine-like quality to it. Herbs, a lot of garden herbs in this. I think of steak spice, Montreal steak spice too, in the finish. A little bit of green onion, and with charred oak. Really well done. Other common flavors you might get out of this with the water. A little more caramel, a bit of vanilla. This is good whiskey. This is really good whiskey. My friend picked it up in Hong Kong, and this bottle is about 2 years old. It's nearly empty, so we had been steadily drinking it. And when we first got the bottle, I mean, it was powerhouse. Just explosive flavor. I'm now nearing the bottom, and the oxidation has taken place, but it's still got a lot of punch to it, and a bottle that can last for a couple of years after it's been opened. And I highly recommend it. $100 US, not cheap. But this is a good whiskey. There is no age statement, by the way. And I'm not hung up on that. Some people speculate that this is young whiskeys, probably younger than the 10-year-old. There's probably some young whiskey in there, but there's definitely some older stuff. The bottom line is price and quality. This is a quality whiskey. It's not cheap, but you get what you pay for. Highly recommended. Laphroaig Pedro Ximenez Cask, 48%. They call it PX Cask. Only available at travel retail. Give it a go. Cheers.